an investor, you're probably wondering at what point should I raise rents and how much every year? And what's an appropriate amount that's going to retain your tenant but still get you the maximum rent? So, we're going to talk about that today. So, essentially, kind of a baseline for raising rents within a market is looking at a minimum of 3%. Typically, 3% is an amount that most tenants will continue to pay and not want to leave as a result of a 3% increase. So that's usually pretty safe. But as an owner, you're really doing yourself a disservice if you just do 3% and then never think about it again or look at whether it should be more than 3%. So since COVID-19 happened, there has been a dramatic increase in rents across the Northeast specifically. And a lot of owners, if you were just doing the flat, hey, this is how much I typically do, you could really miss out on the value you should be adding to your property by increasing those rents. So what you should do is go out and shop your market like you're a tenant and look at, if you're a tenant, what are the options available, what are the prices, and compare those to your own and your own unit and say, okay, if I'm the tenant, I'm well qualified, what am I going to get for the price point, and what's the quality of the unit as well? So if your property is more than 5% under what that market rent is, then you should be increasing it to match that level. Now, if it's really dramatic, obviously you want to do that more gradually. But if it's 5%, more than 5%, then you're going to want to look at a more dramatic rent increase. Now, if it's 5% or less, that's usually kind of the buffer, so to speak, between an in-place rent and what the market rent should be. So there's usually somewhat of a margin for a tenant who's in place is going to pay a little bit less rent than what a new rollover new tenant is going to pay in the market. So keep that 5% margin in mind. So that's kind of a guideline of how you'd want to shop and do your renewals. So don't just blindly do it across the board. Put a little bit of thought into it and make sure that you're maximizing your rent increases on an ongoing basis. Hopefully this video brought you some value. If so, please like, comment, and share. And if you're looking for real estate in Pennsylvania or Maryland, please reach out to us. We're happy to help.